Lawmakers in the U.S. Congress have just passed a spending measure. They faced a midnight deadline to avoid a partial shutdown of the U.S. government. And Richard Madden is here covering this. And when I saw, Richard, that you were covering this, I thought, oh, wow, here we are again, talking about a partial shutdown of the U.S. government. And this agreement has created plenty of drama.
Oh, plenty of drama is an understatement, Andrew, because literally moments after the House voted to pass that $1 trillion budget bill to avert a government shutdown, far-right Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene tossed another flamethrower into Congress and her own party by filing a motion to oust the relatively new House Speaker Mike Johnson. That would make him the second speaker to be booted in the same Congress and from the same party. Now, Greene says she isn't forcing the vote to kick him out yet, but she wants to start the process to replace him, which would set up another dramatic showdown on the House floor sometime down the road. She says the speaker betrayed the party by working with Democrats to pass this compromise spending bill that would avert a government shutdown. She also complained lawmakers weren't given enough time to review it. She then went on to say that this spending bill doesn't prioritize her Trump-style America First issues and said she would be willing to shut down the government over it. Take a listen.
We need a new speaker. This is not personal against Mike Johnson. He's a very good man, and I have respect for him as a person, but he is not doing the job. The proof is in the vote count today. He passed a budget that should have never been brought to the floor, did not represent our conference, and it was passed with the Democrats and without the majority of the majority. It's the fight I want to have in the election year because, damn it, I want to win that House. I want to win the White House. I want to win the Senate, and I want to restore this country back to greatness again, back to safety, back to security for every single American, because right now we don't have it, and that's the fault of Democrats and the Biden administration.
Congressman, you were against this when it was...
So buckle up. This has the potential to throw Congress into paralysis, dysfunction, and disarray. The House is supposed to be on a break for 2 weeks starting now, so I suspect she'll be working the phones to see who's on side. It'll also determine if she's either leading a revolt or firing a warning shot, because for now it's unclear if there are enough Republicans to line up behind Marjorie Taylor Greene and boot Mike Johnson from the Speaker's chair. But this is a real threat to his leadership. Can he hang on to his job? But for Democrats, this is just another head-scratcher with more open warfare coming from the governing side of the House.
Yeah, incredible, strange times. So, Richard, did this agreement, though, make any mention of funding to Ukraine or Israel?
Yeah, Andrew, it did not. The bill purposely omitted emergency aid to avoid Republicans voting against their own bill, since it's such a divisive issue within their own ranks. So the Speaker has hinted of a separate foreign aid package to be tabled in the next few weeks that may propose to convert emergency funding into a loan. That's an idea pushed by former President Donald Trump. It would be a loan to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. It's a plan that might be a compromise for Republican, but the dysfunction and the delays is frustrating Democrats who say their allies are counting on them at a critical time.
There's a possibility that we could return in 2.5 weeks, and the situation in Ukraine has dramatically changed, and all of the progress that the Ukrainian people bravely have made in pushing back against Russian aggression has been lost.
So it's worth noting Senate Republicans passed emergency aid for Ukraine and other allies, and some are growing impatient by the continued dysfunction from House Republicans who are holding things up.
Richard, thank you. That is the CBC's Richard Madden, live in Washington.